Uncanceled Comedy Collective presents Top Censored News of the Week. It's Top Censored News of the Week, bringing you the stories the mainstream media just refuses to cover. If they do cover them, they always do it in a dishonest or sloppy way, and it's always on purpose. I'm here with co-host today, Craig Pasta Jardula. We're breaking down the top 3 stories that the mainstream purposely or accidentally or sloppily, but on purposely missed. So we're going to get them to you guys right now. Coming in at number 3, Air India crash kills over 240 people on takeoff as several red flags emerge. You guys might have seen this story covered, but you didn't see the red flags that we saw. So let's look at those real quickly here. This crash happened, I believe, a day and a half ago in India. It was very, very tragic. This was the report first that came out. Here we go. Let me throw this one up. Here we go. Air India Dreamliner crashes into the college hostel, kills over 200. Well, they said 290. That number was then changed down to 240 something, I believe. But that was the initial take on it. And we have then we found the survivor that was reported. Only survivor of the plane is a British national from flight 171. He recalled after 30 seconds after takeoff, a loud noise followed and the plane crashed. It was a sudden event. When I woke up, I found bodies all around me. Here he is in the hospital. There's his ticket. It's pretty insane. This is like a movie playing out. If you guys remember that movie Hero, Dustin Hoffman, lone survivor of a plane crash. It's very surreal when this happens. But this is the guy. This is him taking a little walk. This is the guy literally walking out. Yeah, he's literally rolling away from it. It's pretty remarkable. So all of that was covered, and then we move on. Just another accident, another oopsie. Everybody tried hard, I guess, and that would be the end of it. However, there's a few things more to consider here. Let's do this first. I want to show the crash from this is the clip. This is the actual from CCTV caught this crash in real time from the takeoff. This was during takeoff. Here we go. So we can see. Actually, so it's going off in the background there. Taking off. We see some smoke already. Hard to tell if anything abnormal just yet. As it goes, it's going down. There it is. Very unfortunate. And then we have this. This just pulls on the heartstrings here. This family right here. This literally was taken seconds before. Really pretty sad. Pretty sad. Again, only one survivor from this crash. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Here's one more angle, and then I think this one is where it kind of gets weird for us. Check this out. There. Okay. So this could be nothing or could be something, but there's a couple dots that were right next to it that seemed to flash right next to the plane. Mm-hmm. Watch this. Watch this carefully. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. You see that? You guys see that?
Yeah.
It's a little weird. A little weird.
I don't know.
A little weird. So we're just gonna plant that seed for you guys. That there might be something there, but putting that aside, there's one other red flag I wanted before we go on to the next story. There's one more red flag on this story here, and it comes from this from James Lee, 24. Just before committing suicide, Boeing whistleblower John Barnett warned of major quality issues in the company's 787 aircraft that could lead to a fatal crash. And then today, this was yesterday, the India Boeing 787 bound for London crashes shortly after takeoff, killing 242 people. RIP. Here we go. This is John Barnett. Dead whistleblower warned of safety breaches. And now he's dead. He actually, according to this, yes, John Barrett claimed the firm tried to eliminate quality inspections at a plant that makes 787 planes. And that's it. He dies. They say it was if you see at the bottom of the 62-year-old's death after 2 days of testimony. So he does 2 days of testimony, and on the third day, he doesn't make it back to court because he decided randomly to give himself a self-inflicting gunshot wound. There you go. So these red flags, we can't fully prove anything on the show, but we can just tell you guys always look a little deeper before something just gets written off as your everyday tragedy. This could be a lot more than that. So just throwing that out there. Craig, any thoughts on that before we go on to number 2?
No, let's get on to number 2. It was very interesting to hear that story. I'm going to look more a little into that and see what's going on. It is sad to see the family over there, and it doesn't surprise me. I just think the right's going to blame DEI.
Yeah, of course. That's their go-to. That's their go-to. Okay, here we go.
Boeing has it.
Yep. Okay, coming in at number 2, the U.S. no longer is pursuing the goal of Palestinian state. Well, did they announce this or what's going on? Well, after last night, we can certainly say that that's not a priority. I don't think it ever has, but we knew that this was just BS from the beginning. But let's go closer to where we're getting this, because Craig, you shared this with me, and it's because Mike Huckabee.
We're not even faking it anymore, Matt.
Yes. Do you want to read that?
We're not even faking it anymore. Yeah. The U.S. ambassador said a state for Palestinians could be carved out of a Muslim country. This is Mike Huckabee when he says the U.S. is no longer pursuing the goal of a Palestinian state. Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, told Bloomberg in an interview published on Tuesday that he believes the U.S. is no longer pursuing the goal of an independent Palestinian state. We forgot about that one. Only the main thing, not even faking it, getting it done. Problem from voting for the most Zionist administration in all administrations. We've seen nothing like it. Unless there are some significant things that happen that change the culture, there's no room for it, the former Arkansas governor told the outlet, adding that he didn't think those changes would happen in our lifetime. When we're long and gone, maybe they'll work it out. When I asked if the U.S. is still pursuing the goal of a Palestinian state, he said, I don't think so. They're just so casual about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I got to go back. Can I get back to you on that one? Here's my card. Call me.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Too. Well, I don't mean to be an activist or an advocate or whatever I'm doing right now. I always try to be, honest, balanced journalism, but this is some horse shit.
Yeah.
Everything that guy just said there is bullshit. And his daughter is signing a law as governor now of Arkansas, I believe, making it that state representatives that get their paycheck from the state of Arkansas use the term Judea and Samaria, I believe, instead of using the West Bank and Gaza. They don't exist anymore. I mean, soaking the religion into the fucking state constitution.
It's disgusting. And the bottom line, as a Christian Zionist, Huckabee believes that God gave historic Palestine to the modern state of Israel. Well, since you believe it, I guess it's true. And we won't challenge you on that because you're not supposed to challenge people on their beliefs. So go for it. Bring that all into your policy and your maneuvering and manipulating of the people who think that Trump has some other plan, that he cares about Palestinians more than the Democrats do. Guess what, guys? Spoiler alert, neither of them care about the Palestinians, but these guys are just, like Craig said, they're just a little more obviously shouting out loud about it. That's all.
In Arkansas, it is definitely Judea and Samaria, not Judea and Samaria. Sorry, guys. Get it right.
Get it right.
Get it right.
It sounds even worse when you say it like that. Okay, well, that's it. No not shock Samaria.
Here. It's Samaria.
Yeah.
It's biblical.
No shock here.
Get it right.
Get it right.
Praise you. Yeah. I mean, this is just like, and that's the thing. Once again, I mean, everybody's cool with this, right? Everything's okay. Yeah, all right. This is the libertarians. This is the party you supported right here. These right wingers, right? Okay. Like you didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Coming in number one for the top censored news of the week. ICE and Palantir's connection at the hip revealed to have been in place long before Trump's second term even began. What's this? So it's not really speculation. It's a real deal. And this goes to show you that we're dealing with something that goes well beyond what Trump has planned. It's something that's greater than anything he wants or doesn't want. This was always in motion. This is from biometricupdate.com. ICE advances sole source deal with Palantir for new surveillance backbone. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that's ICE, is preparing to move forward with a sole source contract to Palantir Technologies for the development of the next generation of its investigative case management, that's the ICM system, which includes biometrics for migrant identification. Oh, what could possibly go wrong in this? That's insane. Okay. It's essential to ICE, where it serves as the primary software environment for managing case files, exchanging intelligence, tracking investigative data across multiple agencies, and tracking people. It is intertwined with ICE's controversial immigration life cycle operating system, which was also developed by Palantir, much to the consternation of privacy and civil rights advocates. Palantir was co-founded by Trump supporter and Elon Musk pal, Peter Thiel. And those of you guys who know, there have been people on this story from the beginning, and we want to always give shout out to Whitney Webb, Derek Bros, who've been covering this whole time, shouting about it, and not too many people have been paying attention. And this was well before Trump got into office. Just another page here on it was designed to serve as the backbone, investigative operations, allows agents and analysts to create, track, and manage criminal investigations across a broad range of activities, including human trafficking, transnational crime, cybercrime, narcotics, financial offenses, and immigration violations. Again, so this is about putting everything in one database, giving all the control to a private company, which then will facilitate and coordinate and be in charge at the top of the food chain with the other government agencies, these three-letter agencies running at the behest of this super duper supercomputer company, Dr. Evil company, Palantir. And it goes on from here, but I wanted to skip to the end. This part's important. This move follows several years of procurement planning and vendor evaluation, including an industry day held in June of 2023 and a formal request of information in July of 2024. More than 50 responses were received. Multiple commercial off-the-shelf technology demonstrations were conducted. So we're showing you guys that this was being planned every step of the way. And the goal, the next goal at the bottom, you see ICM. They have a critical goal of September of 2026 to get everything in place. And that's the Palantir deadline for their high performance, high security standard they're trying to get. So they are fast tracking many years of work and development to get to this goal. And here we are now. The critics obviously say that this is entrenching on the private sector, the public surveillance infrastructure, of course. And why we aren't talking about this, why the protesters in the streets right now don't even know about this is insane, because this is, if you want to protest something, it really is this. Nonetheless, the bottom, ICE maintains that its partnership with Palantir has proven effective and reliable. The agency believes the Palantir's comprehensive approach, combining secure data analysis, real-time investigative tools, and a track record of performance within DHS, makes it the best and only choice to meet the mission-critical demands of the next generation ICM system.
Can we say something real quick?
We're
like
screwed.
Here's the thing that we talked about the fact that the people in the streets right now, right? They don't even know that this is going to happen on. This is something worthy of protesting. But let me say something, and you can say I'm wrong, you can say I'm right, or we don't know. We can figure this out. Is that the people in the street are okay with that? They're okay with it as long as their guy is behind the scenes doing it. The Democrat, not the Republican.
Yeah, that's true.
To them, it's the same mentality from the right. Hey, the screw ups are screw ups, but we'd rather have our guy in place because at least we'll get something. We'll have some representation. The left feels the same way, and they fall into that ping pong two-party divide.
Yeah. Well, this is important because the people championing Trump, like, this is a good thing because he's in charge. Is a good thing that he's going to control it in an accurate way. Well, look at these. You mentioned Laura Loomer in the earliest segment. I mean, this is insane that you're already having these deliberate.
You have it. Cool.
There it is. These are the deliberate. Yeah, the deliberate talking points coming right out of that machine, the right-wing populist machine. I'm going to say populist because it's not. This is all controlled to try and merge that what we're seeing in the streets right now means that they need to be punished. It's out of control. It's time to deploy Palantir to LA to deal with the illegals. You know you'd love to see it. You're lying if you say you wouldn't. So she's not only saying we have to solve this with AI and surveillance state, she's saying we're going to get off watching it happen to people that are less than us with no clue of the ramifications. Even if you are a racist piece of crap that doesn't care about undocumented workers, this happening to them, the fact that you aren't even self-aware enough to know that this is for everyone, you idiot, this is for everyone. Everyone. It's not selective. War on terror is not for them over there and not for us. It's for everyone, regardless of what you think about illegals. It's for everyone. That's the part a lot of these righties are missing right now. But this is happening so fast, Craig. Like, to say this now, bring on Palantir. That's the scary part.
It looks like, I don't know. You would think that Donald Trump would lose support of his, following, his base. But, I guess nobody's really made the move. It almost seems like he's blitzkrieging everything into play right now. It was always about Palantir. It was always about the security surveillance state. And, that's what they're supposed to be against. And they're going to go they're all getting their new IDs, their real IDs. You know what I'm saying? That track and trace systems come into play. Yeah. And, with Donald Trump, he's more efficient at getting it done. Because like we said, if it was Kamala trying to do some of these things, forget about it. And that I just want people to realize that, we're getting played across the board. So, yeah.
And if you guys missed who the head of Palantir, we talk about Peter Thiel. I don't know if you guys missed Alex Karp. Here's a little tiny best stuff, just so you guys understand
who's in charge.
Yeah. How Dr. Evil, I'm not over exaggerating this. This guy is literally a narcissistic, sociopathic, Zionist psychopath. I'm telling you guys, watch this tiny little clip of him saying the worst of the worst.
Effective way for social change is humiliate your enemy and make them poorer.
I don't think in win-lose. I think in domination. I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
Did you catch that last one? How to punish analysts who try to screw us? Who's he talking about there? People that have been calling out Zionism, calling out genocide, wow. So to be attacked, physically attacked, not just shut down in your bank accounts and turning off our socials, turning off everything. You're talking about physically attacking people that disagree with you. This is what we're talking about moving ahead, this technocratic era. It didn't matter if it was the WEF or if it's Palantir. It doesn't matter. We're going to the same destination. So that's it. And before we bring in our guest, I'm just going to end this on I told you so to people that are thinking that Trump's immigration policies are all about getting the illegals out. They're not. They aren't. he said this, and this isn't Trump backing off because he's being defeated. It's Trump backing off because it was never about immigration. He only used it as a tool, a means to get to where we're going. Watch this. I don't know if people missed this part. He said this yesterday.
Hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
Wow.
Snuck in the hotel. In the hotel. Oh, like it's the same thing. And hotels too. No, hotels you could probably hire, a little bit more Americans. But, just sneaking in because that's what he has, a lot of hotels.
But that's the point, is that it was about making a statement. The crazy ass raids that happened here in LA, get everybody scared. Those were real. I'm not saying those weren't real. There were people ripped out from graduations from elementary schools. This happened right here. This is what got people in the street, rightfully so. But know this, it's bigger than that. It was never about the immigration. You can't take away from all the corporations. They're all going to lose their bottom lines. If you you have to stop it at some point. So it's being pulled back, and now we have tomorrow's June 14th, where we can then, So but we're going to talk about all that
really
as it unfolds.
But share my video there really quickly because as you were playing that Alex Karp, it reminded me of this Family Guy. A little quick 12 seconds over here, and this is how the ruling class looks at us when you get Bill Gates and I can't remember who's up there with him. But go ahead and watch. Oh, I got to play it.
Yeah, you got to press play.
Here you go.
Man, the people look like ants from up here.
They are ants, Michael. They are ants.
And I think that should do it for Top Censored News
of the week.